Alright, so back to this. In the previous parts, uh, excluding all the sort of story and plot stuff, we came across the choice in the Yuri route, which will presumably determine our ending. This is something we've been talking about ever since pretty much we started, or ever since we realized that Yuri and Monika's routes have the option to jump ship and completely change routes, like mid-route. Ever since that, given the amount of, what would you call it, like sort of, oh no, given the amount of, I'm really not sure what you would call it, like sort of overlap, we were saying then, okay, so how Monika's route got a choice or a second choice further down the line, which once you're already on the route, which determined the ending. The question was, when's that going to appear for Yuri's route? And that was what, we came across, right? With this being the choice. Certainly wasn't as obvious as Monika's choice, right? The choice on Monika's route, it was fairly obvious. The top one was pretty much the correct choice, right? As opposed to the bottom one, which is just pure MC ignorance. But in Yuri's route, it's like Monika's route, it's just slight, sort of choice of words. There isn't really that much. Let's go back here. There's not really that much difference between these two, but just the wording. Obviously, the top has better wording, but still, that's really all there is, just the wording. Yuri's route, however, is a lot more tangible of a difference, right? It's an actual choice or action, which we now know has future consequences given how far we've come. And I guess I should have showed this, but we ended up picking the bottom option. And the rationale was that the bar has been set so low this mod, given the MCs died on Monika's route. That's a very low bar. At first, the bars normally ensure the stability of the club, but the bar has been lowered to simply surviving, given the MCs already died once. So, and that was on the bad ending, what I would consider, for Monika's route. So we clicked help ourselves. The only real concern was that we would be playing into Libetina's hands, given that's what she wanted. However, at least, and it was actually looking like it was going to be the bad option, right? The MC, blocked everyone, and it seemed like he was actually going to straight up kill himself, right? That's what it was. Okay, there's no music. That's what it was definitely sort of implied he was going to do. But then he actually just straight up went to sleep. And we may go all the way. Oh, we don't. Unfortunately, we're actually just enough. We're literally the amount of I'm actually not sure how much history is offered, but it cuts off right after the MC's dream sequence. It literally says the day as soon as the MC is done. So it's the perfect cutoff. But in the dream sequence, obviously we had another nightmare and another interaction with Libetina. But during that dream sequence, we realize that Libetina is in fact Yuri. Granted, not Yuri directly causing Libetina, she's not in control of it. Libetina is she described herself as Yuri's psyche, an extension of Yuri. And she actually sort of reassured us, or reaffirmed us. She said, because she was the one who wanted us to focus on ourselves. Right? And the MC called her out for being selfish or whatnot. But now that he realized it's an extension of Yuri's psyche or whatnot, she wanted the MC to help himself. And Libetina, she reiterated that, right? And then she also said that, we ended up making the right choice. And given that these three are here, the main concern was because it's Saturday. The mod's presumably going to end, or this route's presumably going to end on this day. Given both of Monika's routes ended Saturday, we can just assume sort of all the routes of the mod are supposed to end Saturday, right? A week after the, because the previous Saturday he spends time with all four of them, right? So before the route. And the route is determined Saturday night, or the previous Saturday night. This choice here is the previous Saturday night, so we can just assume all the routes will end this Saturday, the one after that. So ultimately, it's seeming like we made the right choice here, given we learned who Libetina was, that she was in fact Yuri's psyche, and that she reaffirmed us and sort of, what would you call reassured us about our choice, saying we made the right choice by focusing on ourselves, and that it would be better today as a result. Those were her literal words. And ultimately, the MC really doesn't have any reason to doubt that now, given he knows Yuri or Libitina is, even if it's technically different, is effectively Yuri. So that's really interesting, and that's really nice, because for a second I thought we picked the bad option, because I'm like, in Monica's route we picked the top one, and that was the good choice, so maybe it's just the top one for all of them. Is there sound? No. We know you're not okay, dummy. Where's Yuri, though? Because that's the big question. But yeah, so it is looking like we made the right choice here. I wonder what would have happened if we clicked Find Yuri. Let's see. Well, I mean, but we blocked these people for a reason. Like, why are they here? We know freaking Sayori likely gave our mom's number to Monica, who got in contact with her, who somehow gave... it's basically plotting, like, plotting still happening in Yuri's route, like, against us. We want to help you, MC. Just let us in. And I think what's interesting is that during Monica's route, I'm pretty sure this choice ends up coming on Tuesday in the mod, right? Or Tuesday with the in-game context for Monica's route. I mean, this choice was... No, this choice was Tuesday in-game context. I think this choice was the very next day. But the choice we had for Yuri's route, this is like Friday in-game context. So the mod ends very soon after that. I'm going to run out of save files. I guess if anything, I'll replace these first save files if I need to loop around up until this point. Obviously not replacing this save file. But yeah, so that's actually so interesting. That honestly, I think all the routes are going to end today. It's just how they do so and when you get this second choice. Or when you get this second choice, right? I let out a long pent-up sigh. Okay, so they're technically outside then. Look, even if I wanted you to be here, I'm totally unprepared for guests. It's like, listen, like, I've got nothing, really. There's a million things Natsuki, wait, what? On it, wait, what? Before I get a chance to react, Natsuki slips past me and into the kitchen. Was this like a plan? Like, I don't understand what the plan is here, right? Like, they just gonna, like, forcefully enter our house? Like... Okay, it's one thing if they want to talk to us, right? And, like, maybe even, like, force us to have a conversation, right? Like, if they don't let us close the door. But, like, freaking Natsuki, whatever she's doing, as I move to stop her, Monica and Sayori slip past. Okay, now they're all in our house. Let's see. Monica and Sayori begin looking at my messed up living room. This isn't any of their business, right? Like, it's our living room. My school bag laying in the corner with books and pencils pouring out. And the couch still made as a bed for Yuri. Why must everything... keep reminding me of her? When's their music gonna come? But here's the thing, Yuri's the one person not here. We know the MC, he left Yuri off on sort of a sour note. Like, the last interaction he had with her was giving her the poem. Granted, we had a choice to interact with her here, but still, right? Last interaction he had was when he gave her the poem, so it's not exactly good. We're gonna have to clean this up for tonight. What's happening tonight? Like, what are these people doing in our house? Sayori begins clearing up the mess. What are you talking about? Nothing's happening tonight. That's what I was saying. I'm like, what's exactly happening? And I guess it's interesting because this is all happening while we know how screwed over Monica got. Because it wasn't too long ago in the mod where Monica was getting absolutely screwed over. Like, Thursday, because it's now Saturday in-game time. Thursday in-game time was when this whole conversation happened. Friday in-game time was when this whole thing happened, which kind of completely turned everything on its head. Like, did a complete 180. Monica seems to think deeply before answering. So, it's not something that they've planned then? Like, Yuri's coming over tonight. For what? So, they somehow reached out to Yuri and got her to... Okay, there's music. And got her to come over then, right? Because we didn't do that. We blocked everyone, right? Like, that was... The MC was, like, definitely focusing on himself here. I involuntarily take a step back. No. No way. You're to stay as far away from me as possible. But here's the thing, though, right? Because he assumed Libitina was causing it, or Libitina was sort of the reason. Well, she is the reason behind it. But he's thinking, whenever he gets close to Yuri is when Libitina acts up. But now that he knows Libitina is Yuri, and that she agreed with his sort of actions, he should kind of assume that, like, Libitina may not act up now, given that the MC made the right choice. He should have appeased Libitina from the beginning as opposed to confront and challenge her. That's not for you to decide, MC. What if we just, like, get up and leave? Like, the MC can literally just, like, leave. Like, he doesn't need to stay here. Like, he can just get up and go. Like, Monica walks away, helping Sierra clean the room up. Like, they're not going to be able to stop him from, like, leaving his house. Like, he can literally just get up, walk outside, like, kind of abandon his house and just, like, you know, start walking. Like, just leave. Like, basically. Like, there's nothing they can really do to stop him from doing that. Obviously, you know, his house got, like, compromised. Like, they're all in it now. Like, yes, it fucking is. If Yuri comes over here, then everything's gonna fall shit. Because they know what happened yesterday. Like, they saw, like, the MC sort of condition. Granted, they didn't read the poem. We know Yuri was the only one who read the poem that the MC wrote. But still, everyone, all the other three kind of know, like, something's up with him. I'm barely keeping it together as it is. Monica suddenly drops the bag she's carrying to the floor, glaring daggers at me. What bag? Was that ours? Like, here's the thing, like, they really can't force it. The MC can literally just get up and leave, and there's really nothing they could do. Believe it or not, this isn't just about you. We literally just joined the club. Like, it's not really that much for the MC to quit, right? Granted, even if she makes the point, you know, it's about Yuri as well. Like, you know, you have to sort of weigh the pros and cons, right? Like, Yuri, like, either Yuri and the MC make up or they just split. Either way, Yuri would still be a part of the club. Likely, if they split, the MC just kind of drops out. I mean, he already blocked all of them, right? And left the group chat, which was like what Yuri did in Monica's route. But still, like, either way, because if we're making this a club issue, right? Either way, Yuri's going to be a part of the club. It's up to whether the MC stays apart or not. You're not the only one who's been falling apart. What? Then how is this for us? Is she referring to Yuri here? Your girl suddenly stopping Monica's words. Or Monica. Yuri's been acting weird ever since he left yesterday. So, our last interaction we had with Yuri was when we gave her the poem and she left, right? We didn't know anything else that happened with Yuri since then. In fact, we straight up blocked everyone, right? We focused on ourselves. So, apparently these three have been having a lot of, like, well, I mean, I feel like that's fairly obvious, but not only did they interact with each other and Yuri to sort of plan this, but they've also, like, spent presumably a decent amount of time yesterday, maybe even just the rest of the time yesterday, like, with each other, like, interacting or whatnot, or, like, sort of, what would you even say, like, even if it's not directly planning for what's happening today, it's just kind of reconciling, like, you know, wondering what the hell actually happened with the MC. It's like she's a different person, because she presumably had a dream with Libitina as well. We don't know that for sure. But that's still sort of the question, right? Because the MC had his crazy dream with Libitina, which Thursday night, which led him into Friday, the events of Friday, which is what sort of put him in this position to begin with. Then he had the dream today, which was when Libitina revealed she was actually Yuri, and that the MC made the right choice. So Yuri's had sort of two Libitina dreams, or two separate Libitina dream sequences or interactions that we aren't aware of. So anything could have happened then, which would cause her to be acting differently. She wouldn't stop talking about you. What was she saying about us? Frankly, it's scary. You're the only one who can help her. What's she talking about the poem? Because she's still the only one who knows about the poem. Like, none of these three do. All the girls turn their gazes towards me, waiting for my answer. No. We can literally just get up and leave. So, it's not about sort of the club. It's about us and Yuri staying together. I mean, I don't know why splitting up isn't... Well, granted, I guess they may be worried for Yuri's, like, safety if she's gonna self-harm. Because we know these three knew about Yuri's issues during Monica's route. In fact, so much so they tried to get her to see a doctor, right? Granted, that just shows how much they failed, at least in Monica's route. However, in Yuri's route, they may sort of recognize, like, the MC may be... Given Yuri already has all these problems to begin with, the MC, like, leaving her may just compound it, right? So at this point, they may more so be worried about Yuri and the MC's safety, as opposed to, like, the club, right? They may think that Yuri and the MC need to stick together just in case, like, the worst comes to worst or something. This is all wrong. No, I can't. Yuri can... I actually want to read what I said. Yuri can know herself. She just needs time. And why did these R2 just teleport out of the picture? Think about it. You asked Yuri to be your girlfriend. Word she's been waiting to hear for the longest time. We literally met her like a week prior to then. When did he even say this? He said this like earlier in the week. Like, then suddenly the love of her life starts acting crazy around her, giving her a frankly disgusting paper filled with insane writing. So they did see the paper. Because we took it, didn't we take it when she was done with it? I guess she likely told them even if they didn't see it. But yeah, so, I mean, listen, that's a her issue, right? We're just doing ourselves. We're focusing on ourselves, right? You know what that kind of stuff does to her? Her mental state is already unstable as it is. So because, again, we knew that they knew about the problems from Monika's route. God, so Yuri and Natsuki's route's going to be so interesting. But we knew they already knew about Yuri's issues from Monika's route. So they're not concerned about the club. That's, like, not the matter. Because that's what I was thinking. They're more concerned about, you know, like, ultimately no one, like, doing anything dangerous as a result of this. They think it's better for both of us, like our mental states or whatnot, to stick together. All the more reason I should stay away from her. I'm clearly just making everything worse. It's not that simple, MC. Are they having like an argument? I assume Yuri's just gonna show up any minute if they're just gonna keep arguing. The times you were with her were the best times of Yuri's life. She told me so. Because what's weird is in Monika's route, it was never really confirmed or denied whether Yuri was actually friends with Natsuki. Like, some mods take that route, some mods don't. Like, but it was never sort of, like, right established. But now, like, we know Natsuki having these conversations with Yuri, and I've never seen her smile so much until she met you. Your words hit me like a truck. I never knew what impact I had on Yuri's life. What did he think? Like, that you was just, like, some nobody? There's an awkward silence, broken only by the sound of Natsuki's... She's right here. What do you mean she's cooking in the kitchen? Food... What's going on? We haven't eaten, since, right? I don't think so. So maybe this is more so for, like, physical health. Like, actually, so we don't freaking die from malnutrition like in Monika's route. So yeah, take a look at them all. What's the food? Natsuki boasting... So we just did a complete 180, like, flip of the conversation. Or, like, now these three are, like, interacting while the MC is just kind of, like, sitting there. So you were happily shoving food into her mouth. Monika telling her slow... Did all this stuff before just suddenly, like, disappear, like, not matter? It's like, the tone did a complete 180. All these girls have their own demons. Because we know Libitina told him. Like, Libitina straight up told him about everyone's issues, right? She talked about Yuri's cutting, Sayori's depression, she knew about that. She knew about Natsuki's home life, and even also about Monika's problems too, so I guess, so does Yuri know about I guess the implication, because we know Libitina is an extension of Yuri, right? It's like an expansion of her psyche or whatnot. She knew about Yuri's problems because she is technically Yuri. But also, if she knows, it's not like she has some sort of higher state of knowledge or whatnot, where she just knows everything, or like sentience or whatnot. So maybe all the girls know about each other's problems. That could be a sort of implication of this, right? Given we knew Libitina knew about all their problems, and she relayed that information to the MC as is here, right? Yet they are trying to save our relationship. I have no clue why. I mean, I'm just, like, looking at it, like, you can either split or, like, stay. Like, either one, it's not clear which one's best. Like, just throwing that out there. It's not exactly clear. The real implication is, okay, like, I guess, but again, they're still, if anything, they're not really worried about the MC in a sense, right? Granted, obviously, they're, like, more so worried for his, like, you know, that he's all there, like, not insane. What they're really worried about is sort of the implications of Yuri, right? That she may do something dangerous as a result. Because we know, like, obviously, we click focus on ourselves, so the MC's gonna be fine, right? Maybe if we clicked, okay, try and find Yuri, something else could be different. But it's more so, they just needed to know that the MC was all there, that he wasn't under the control of Libitina. But now it's more so shifted to Yuri, right? You found some really special people, Yuri. She did, and I guess that's really the question, whether they all know about each other's problems. Because, yeah, I think that has to be the case, because Libitina, she just has, even though she's an extension of Yuri's psyche or whatnot, she doesn't know what Yuri, or she doesn't know anything Yuri doesn't. So Yuri must know about everyone else's issues for Libitina to know. MC? Sorry, just thinking. I was like, I'm confused. The tone just did a complete 180. What about? I don't know. Life? Weather? Like, it's raining now. About how to help Yuri. I assume you have a plan? Like, this did a complete 180. Okay, what's happening? Why did it cut to black? I'm getting more nervous by the minute. So she's just presumably gonna show up at any point now. Natsuki and Monica went to get Yuri half an hour ago. You should be here any minute now. MC, everything okay? Okay, so Sayori stays with us. So this is actually happening then. Sayori walks up holding 2 cups of coffee, handing one to me. It's literally like the evening. Like, yeah, just a little nervous. The last time I saw Yuri, I was half insane. She was running away from me. I have no idea how she's going to act. Yeah, because and now they all know about the poem too. We know that. So they know, like, you know, it wasn't like the MC acting funny and she got scared. She saw the poem and then freaking ran off. Sayori suddenly looks very down. There's something I should probably tell you about her. What? Is she gonna tell her about, does she know about Yuri's, chitin addiction or whatnot? Because if she's gonna tell us about that, because I don't know what else she could possibly say. Like, maybe something else insightful, but okay, what's up? Ooh, okay. She's been acting really strange ever since you left. That's, we know this already, right? They've told us this. Like, be more specific, like, because we know, besides the last interaction she had with us, she's had 2 Libitina dreams, or 2 Libitina encounters that we are unaware of. Because Libitina is something that haunts her too, right? She's had 2 Libitina encounters that we are unaware of. We don't know what those could have been. Those likely have more of an impact or shape more of her sort of, more of her actions than our interaction with her, right? Monica mentioned that, but Sayori began shaking her head before I even finished speaking. Shut up. I want to actually hear, like, what she... It's very bad, MC. She was lashing out at everyone for no reason. When was this? She said sorry afterwards, but I don't think she meant it. When was this? Because we know... Here's the thing. We know Yuri isn't exactly considerate of everyone else, given she was being petty towards Monica simply because, like, she asked out, or that simply because she had, like, an interaction with the MC where she confessed her feelings or whatnot. And even though the MC that said this was prior to, ultimately, the MC himself game with Yuri, right? Like, the MC confessing his feelings to Yuri. Monica confessing to his feelings to the MC happened before that. But Yuri was still being paid towards Monica as a result. I thought it'd be the other way around, but no. So we know Yuri isn't exactly the most considerate, right? That doesn't sound like Yuri. So, yeah, because, again, the 2 unaccounted, like, Libitina interactions, we have no clue what happened. Those are likely shaping Yuri more so than our interaction with her. I know it seems bad, but can you blame her? It clearly wasn't a good day for her. It certainly didn't help matters. But, because here's the thing, right? If Monica and Natsuki are bringing Yuri over here, like, Yuri is doing that on her own accord. They can't, like, drag Yuri here. So if she's gonna show up, then that's already a good sign, right? You say you always seems unconvinced. I always spoke to hide my own nervousness more than anything. After you left, Yuri kept talking about you, even more than usual. What? I don't think what you did made her day any worse. If anything, I think she liked it. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Like the poem, or what's going on? Where's the time frame of this? Hold on. Let's see. So hold on. There's something I should tell you. She's been acting strange ever since you left. Let's see. She was lashing out at everyone for no reason. But still, ever since you left, we don't know sort of when or what this is referring to, right? Is it immediately after she received the poem, or is it when he sort of blocked everyone and focused on himself? Because if he clicked, you know, if what she means by that is after this, right? Then ultimately, you know, that makes sense, given Libitina was sort of appeased by the MC, so she wouldn't really go after Yuri, right? So, I mean, I don't know, like, oh, crap. Like, we don't know what exactly she's referring to. Like, the words, like, the MC leaving her, like, that could refer to multiple points in time. That can't be. Yuri said she was feeling sick afterwards. Girls sometimes say that they're feeling sick when they need an excuse to go to the bathroom. Yeah, she just had to use the bathroom at that exact moment. Like, it was a merely coincidence. She said that she... So this is definitely referring to the poem, right? So, like, him giving her the poem. Because, like, that's what he was referring to here, right? That she was feeling sick afterwards. And that's when he gave her the poem. But, that's kind of a red flag. I mean, so that isn't... So that's before the MC picked this option. I figured, okay, if the MC picks this, and then Yuri's like A-okay afterwards, feeling good, and lashing out against everyone else. Like, if the MC picks this, and then Sayori says, where is it? And then Sayori says, like this, right? That would make sense. But if it's immediately after he gave her the poem, that's kind of a red flag. It just seems so out of character for her. Sayori starts sipping her coffee. Everyone is a dark side MC. What? I take a long look at Sayori. I know she's not just talking about Yuri. Because it was oh my god. In Monika's route, it wasn't obvious whether Sayori's putting on a facade. Like, and it was never confirmed nor denied. But in Yuri's route, you know, it was obvious. Like, the MC called her out on it, like, at the very beginning. Like, with that text conversation with her. I think it might have been right after Sunday with Yuri or whatnot. And then now we know Libitina confirmed everyone's problems for Yuri. This mod's actually really interesting because we've only done 2 routes so far, Monika and Yuri. But with each route, we get more sort of information about the bigger picture. Like, we have the information from Monika's route. Now we have the information for Yuri's route. And I'm going to assume the good endings are the canon ones, right? I mean, like, well, it's a mod. It's not canon, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's the right endings for the mod. That's really interesting. I can't wait to play Sayori Natsu's route. Because what we gained from Monika's route was we know... Oh, you know, we ultimately know sort of how her own personal issues and problems, as well as how self-invested she is in the club. Right? That's sort of her life. And in Yuri's route, we now know about Yuri's issues, but it's also confirmed, you know, Sayori's depression, right? And ultimately that Monika would feel that way for the MC regardless of him picking her route. You know, like, this is so interesting. Are you doing okay, Sayori? Don't worry about me, MC. You got our problems to worry about. That's a red flag. Like, I mean, it's like immediate deflection. Indeed, like how my best friend doesn't want to talk to me. I'm like, that's deflected immediately. I smile and gestures for her to sit next to me. I mean, Yuri's just going to show up at any moment. I've known you for too long. I know when something is bothering you. So what's up? So this is presumably, because the MC knows about her problems and issues. Libitina told him. It's about whether Sayori tells him. Oh, I'm just worried about everyone. I'll feel much better once everything's back to the way it was. You sure? You know, when we were, like, what was it? When we didn't even know each other. When we didn't even know her name. She says that last line with a large sigh. I think there's a lot more to it than she's laying on. But after all that's happened to the club, I doubt things will go back to normal. That's also true. I don't think that we can go back after all this. Sayori sets her mug down. She looks a little angered by my words. Things will go back. It'll be just like it's always been. Yeah, sure, right? Just completely ignore everything that's happened. I just think far too much has happened for that. Too much happened? All you do is stop talking to me. That's not far too much. There we go. We brought it out. So, yeah, this is referring to... we presume it's like the time period where the MC just kind of drifted apart from Sayori. Because in the actual Act 1 of the game, they still stay close, despite, you know, him not really being a good friend. But, like, in this mod, we know prior to the route system... The MC, like, they were childhood friends, but then they, like, broke apart at some point. Like, to the point where he didn't even know her name. She's not talking about the club anymore. Sayori, what are you talking about? Are you alright? Like, this is, does he not remember, this time period or whatnot, where he straight up, like, forgot her name? No, I'm not alright. Sorry, forget I said anything, right? Because she let it on now. Like, you know, she sort of, like, let up for a moment. Just forget MC. You already have too much to worry about. I'm fine. See? Yeah, totally right. You know, flip that frown upside down. She tries to smile, despite her eyes welling up with tears. Eyes tell more than your, like, the eyes are the facial feature that gives away the most stuff, right? Like, a smile is really, like, nothing. It's all the eyes. So, I just want to help you. Please don't. Does he not remember, like, just, like, basically abandoning her? I don't want your help. Today's about you and Yuri. Sayori's voice starts breaking. She's trying desperately not to cry. And seeing how happy you two are together. So that's it. So, the thing is, this is more likely. Like, the MC should have thought about this. Because, like, you know, once Monika let up, or sort of, once Monika made him aware of, like, her feelings or whatnot, right through these 2 interactions, like, he should have assumed, like, you know, once he knows of another person's feelings for him, it's more likely that there are or more likely than not that other people also feel the same way, right? Or at the very least, it's more likely, or the possibility is more likely than not. So, Sayori, just because I'm with Yuri doesn't mean I've forgotten about you. We're going to transition here, actually. So, bang exactly 30 minutes. So, yep. See you in the next one.